Jake Morrison floated in the dark space near the big rock. His black suit made him hard to see. 3 other humans floated with him. They all wore the same dark suits that helped them hide from the alien ships. "Can you see the mining station?" Jake asked into his helmet radio. His voice was quiet. "Yes, Captain," Lisa Park said. She was good with bombs and breaking things. "I count 12 ships around the big rock. Most of them look like worker ships." Tony Garcia checked his medical bag. He was the team doctor. "My equipment is ready if anyone gets hurt." Ben Clark played with his radio tools. "I can hear their talk. The lizard aliens are not expecting us." Jake looked at the huge rock in front of them. The Zephyrians had built their mining station inside it. The lizard aliens were tough fighters. They had been taking rocks and metals from space that belonged to humans. Jake's job was to sneak in and learn what they were doing. "Remember, we just look around and get out," Jake told his team. "No fighting unless we have to." The 4 humans used small jets to move toward the rock. They found a small hole where air came out. Lisa used her tools to make the hole bigger. One by one, they crawled inside. The inside of the rock was full of tunnels. Bright lights hung from the walls. Jake could hear the sound of big machines digging deeper into the rock. The air smelled like metal and alien sweat. "This way," Jake whispered. He led them down a tunnel that went toward the center of the rock. They walked for 10 minutes. Jake stopped when he heard voices. He held up his hand. All 4 humans pressed against the wall and listened. 2 Zephyrian guards walked past them. The lizard aliens were tall and green. They had big teeth and carried energy guns. Their eyes looked like yellow stones. "The prisoners are getting weak," one guard said to the other. "The energy chains are taking their life away too fast." "Good," the second guard said. "The boss wants them to suffer, especially the Blue Princess. Her people will pay us more if she looks half dead." Jake felt his heart beat faster. Prisoners? A princess? This was not part of his mission. But he could not walk away from people who needed help. The guards walked away. Jake turned to his team. "Did you hear that?" he whispered. "Prisoners," Lisa said. Her eyes were angry. "We have to help them." "This is not our job," Ben said. "Command told us to just look around." "Sometimes you have to do what is right, not what you are told," Jake said. "Tony, do you have anything that can help sick people?" "My medical kit can help with most things," Tony said. "But I do not know alien bodies very well." Jake made his choice. "We find these prisoners. We help them if we can." They followed the tunnel deeper into the rock. The sound of machines got louder. Soon they could hear other sounds too. Crying, moaning, the sound of people in pain. Jake's team found a big room with metal bars. Inside the room were many different aliens. Some looked like cats that walked on 2 legs. Others had 4 arms and blue skin. A few looked like rocks with eyes. But in the corner, chained to the wall with glowing chains, was the most beautiful alien Jake had ever seen. She looked almost human, but her skin was light blue like the sky. Silver lines ran across her arms and face like tattoos. Her hair was long and white like snow. The chains around her wrists and feet glowed with red energy. Jake could see that the chains were hurting her. "That must be the princess," Lisa whispered. The blue alien woman lifted her head. Her eyes were silver like her markings. When she looked at Jake, he felt something strange in his mind, like someone was touching his thoughts very gently. The princess opened her mouth to speak, but no sound came out. The energy chains had made her too weak. Jake looked around the room. 2 Zephyrian guards stood by the door. They were big and had bigger guns than the ones they saw before. "Lisa, can you make a distraction?" Jake asked. "Leave it to me," Lisa said. She pulled out a small device and threw it down the tunnel they came from. A few seconds later, it made a loud bang and bright flash. "What was that?" one guard said. Both guards ran toward the sound. Jake ran to the princess. He pulled out his plasma cutter, a tool used to cut through metal. The red energy chains were hot. They burned his hands through his gloves, but he kept cutting. The first chain broke. The princess gasped and tried to sit up. "Easy," Jake said softly. "I am here to help you." He cut the second chain, then the third. When the last chain broke, the princess fell forward. Jake caught her before she hit the ground. She was light like she was made of air. Her skin was warm but felt different from human skin. Jake could feel her heart beating very fast. The princess looked up at Jake's face. Her silver eyes were full of tears, but also something else. Hope. She put her hand on Jake's cheek. Again, Jake felt that strange touch in his mind. This time he heard words even though her lips did not move. Guardian Star, the voice in his head said. You are the one from the old stories, the warrior who fights not for himself but for others. Jake did not understand what she meant, but he knew she was important, not just because she was a princess, but because she was a living person who had been hurt. Can you walk? Jake asked out loud. The princess tried to stand. Her legs shook, but she nodded. Tony, help her, Jake said. Lisa, Ben, we need to go now. Tony gave the princess a shot that would help her feel stronger. The other prisoners looked at them with hope in their eyes. We cannot take them all, Ben said. There are too many. Jake looked at the other prisoners. His heart hurt, but Ben was right. They could not save everyone today. We will come back, Jake promised the other prisoners. I swear it. The princess squeezed Jake's hand. Through the strange connection in his mind, he felt that she believed him. The guards would come back soon. Jake and his team had to run. Jake carried the princess through the dark tunnels. She was getting stronger with each step, but she still needed help. Behind them, they could hear the guards shouting. The lizard aliens had found the empty prison room. This way, Jake whispered. He knew they had to get back to their ship fast. The princess suddenly stopped walking. She put her hand on Jake's arm and pointed down a different tunnel. No, she said out loud for the first time. Her voice was soft like music. That way has 6 guards. This way has none. How do you know? Ben asked. The princess touched her head. I can feel their minds. All Zephyrians think the same angry thoughts. Easy to find. Jake looked at her with surprise. She could read minds. That would help them a lot. Lead the way, Jake said. The princess smiled. It was the first time Jake had seen her smile. It made her whole face light up like a star. They followed her through tunnels Jake had never seen. She moved like she knew the place well. Every time they came to a corner, she would stop and listen with her mind. Then she would tell them which way was safe. Left here, she whispered. The tunnel on the right has 3 guards playing cards. They turned left and kept walking. Jake was amazed. His team had spent weeks planning this mission. They had maps and schedules, but the princess knew things no map could show her. How long were you in that prison? Tony asked as they walked. 3 months, the princess said. They caught me when my ship had trouble. I was traveling to meet with the peaceful races. I wanted to ask them to work together against the Zephyrians. What is your name? Jake asked. I am Princess Lyrelai of the Celestial Dominion, she said. My people live far from here. We do not fight wars. We try to make peace between other races. I am Captain Jake Morrison, Jake said. These are my team members, Lisa, Tony, and Ben. Jake Morrison, the princess said his name slowly. The Guardian Star has a name. What do you mean by Guardian Star? Lisa asked. Princess Lyrelai stopped walking. She looked at all 4 humans with her silver eyes. My people are very old, she said. We have stories from long ago. The stories say that one day a new race would come to the stars. They would be warriors, but different from other warriors. They would fight not to take things, but to protect things. The stories call them Guardian Stars. You think we are these Guardian Stars? Ben asked. I know you are, the princess said. She looked right at Jake. When you broke my chains, I felt your heart. You did not save me because I'm a princess. You saved me because I needed help. That is what Guardian Stars do. Jake felt strange. He had never thought of himself as special. He was just a soldier doing his job. We need to keep moving, he said. They walked for another hour. The princess led them through secret ways that even the Zephyrians did not know about. Finally, they reached the place where Jake's team had hidden their ship. The ship was small and black. It was made to sneak past alien sensors. Jake was happy to see it was still there. Finally, Ben said, let's go home. But when Jake started the ship, alarms began to ring. Red lights flashed on his control panel. What's wrong? Tony asked. Zephyrian patrol ships, Jake said. 6 of them. They found us. Through the ship's windows, they could see the lizard alien ships coming toward them. The ships were bigger than Jake's ship and had more guns. We cannot outrun them, Lisa said. Princess Lyrelai sat down next to Jake. Let me help, she said. How? Jake asked. Trust me, she said. She put her hands on the ship's control panel. Jake felt her mind touch his again. But this time she was sharing something with him. Suddenly Jake knew things about the Zephyrian ships that he had never learned before. He knew where their weak spots were. He knew how their weapons worked. He knew how their pilots thought. Their guns cannot turn fast to the left, Jake said, surprised that he knew this. And their engines get too hot if they go fast for more than 10 minutes. How do you know that? Ben asked. Jake looked at the princess. She told me. In my mind, Princess Lyrelei nodded. My people learned about all the warships in the galaxy. We needed to know about them to make peace. Now I share this knowledge with you. The first Zephyrian ship started shooting. Green energy blasts flew past Jake's ship. Jake flew his ship in a way he had never flown before. He knew exactly when to turn and when to speed up. It was like he could see what the enemy pilots were thinking. Impossible, one of the Zephyrian pilots said over the radio. How does the human know our attack patterns? Jake smiled. He flew his ship around the big rock and hid behind it. The Zephyrian ships followed him. Lisa, can you use your bombs on the rock? Jake asked. If I blow up part of the rock, it will hit their ships, Lisa said. But we need to be far away when I do it. Do it, Jake said. Lisa pressed a button. The bombs she had left in the mining tunnels all went off at once. Part of the big rock broke apart. Huge pieces of stone flew through space and hit 3 of the Zephyrian ships. Jake flew his ship away fast. The princess held onto his arm. He could feel her mind helping him fly better than he ever had before. Amazing, she said. I have never felt a mind like yours. You think so fast in battle. My people are peaceful. We do not know how to fight like this. And I never knew that minds could touch like this, Jake said. Your people must be very wise. They flew away from the big rock. The 3 Zephyrian ships that were not hit tried to follow them. But Jake knew their weak spots now. He flew his ship in ways that made it hard for them to shoot. After an hour, the enemy ships gave up and went back to the rock. We did it, Tony said. We got away, but Princess Lyrelei looked sad. What's wrong? Jake asked. I should go back to my people, she said, but I do not want to leave you. Why? Jake asked. Because I have found my guardian star, she said. The old stories say that when a celestial finds their guardian star, they must stay with them. They must learn from each other. What does that mean? Lisa asked. It means that Jake and I are supposed to work together, the princess said. His warrior spirit and my peaceful wisdom. Together, we can do things that neither of our peoples can do alone. Jake looked at her. He felt something he had never felt before. Like this alien princess understood him better than anyone ever had. My commanders will want to send you home, Jake said. You are too important to keep. Then we will have to make them understand, Princess Lyrelei said. The galaxy needs guardian stars now. The Zephyrians are not the only evil race out there. There are others who hurt innocent people. Jake nodded. He thought about the other prisoners they had left behind. He had promised to go back for them. You are right, he said. But it will not be easy. The princess smiled again. The best things never are. As their ship flew through space toward human territory, Jake felt the princess's mind touching his. She was showing him things about the galaxy he had never known, and he was showing her things about courage and fighting that her people had never understood. Together, they were becoming something new. Jake's ship flew through space for 2 days. During that time, Princess Lyrelei got stronger. She also learned more about humans. She was very interested in how Jake and his team worked together. Your people care about each other very much, she said to Jake. I can feel it in your minds. Lisa would die to protect Tony. Tony would die to protect Ben. And all of you would die to protect me even though you just met me. That's what good people do, Jake said. We protect each other. Most races in the galaxy are not like this, the princess said. They care only about their own family or their own planet. Humans care about everyone. On the second day, Ben picked up a message on his radio. His face went white. Captain, you need to hear this, Ben said. Jake listened to the message. It was from Human Command. All ships, be advised. The Zephyrian Empire has declared Princess Lyrelei a stolen war prize. They are sending 50 ships to get her back. Any human who helps her will be considered an enemy of the Zephyrian Empire. Jake turned off the radio. 50 ships. That's their whole war fleet. There's more, Ben said. I'm getting messages from other alien races too. Some want to rescue the princess. Others want to capture her for themselves. Princess Lyrelei closed her eyes. Jake could feel her mind reaching out across space. My people know I'm free, she said. They are sending ships to bring me home. But they do not understand why I want to stay with you. Maybe you should go with them, Tony said. You would be safe. Safe but not happy, the princess said. Jake, show me your star maps. Jake turned on the ship's computer. It showed a map of all the stars and planets near them. Princess Lyrelei pointed to a red dot on the map. That is the Zephyrian war fleet. 50 ships just like your radio said. She pointed to a blue dot. Those are my people. 10 ships, but they have very good shields. Then she pointed to several other dots. Those are the Krillian Syndicate. They are robot aliens who think humans are dangerous. And those are the Vorthan Collective. They want to sell me to the highest bidder. The whole galaxy is coming for you, Lisa said. Not for me, Princess Lyrelei said. They are coming because they are afraid of what we represent. A human and a celestial working together. That has never happened before. Jake studied the map. All the alien fleets were moving toward their position. His small ship could not fight them all. We need to reach human space, Jake said. If we can get to New Colorado, the human fleet can protect us. New Colorado is 3 days away, Ben said. The aliens will catch us first. Princess Lyrelei stood up. Then we do not run. We fight, Tony said. We have one small ship. They have over 100 ships. Not fight with guns, the princess said. Fight with wisdom. Jake, I need you to trust me completely. I trust you, Jake said without thinking. He was surprised by how easily the words came out. The princess smiled. Good, change course. Head for the asteroid field near Sigma Station. That's the opposite direction from home, Ben said. Trust her, Jake said. He changed the ship's course. As they flew toward the asteroid field, Princess Lyrelei explained her plan. The asteroid field has hundreds of rocks floating in space, she said. Some are very big. We can hide there. But more importantly, the rocks will make it hard for the big alien ships to move around. That's smart, Lisa said. Big ships cannot turn fast in tight spaces. Exactly, the princess said. And I have been talking to my people through my mind. They do not understand why I want to stay with humans, but they will help us if we are attacked. They reached the asteroid field just as the first enemy ships appeared. Jake flew their small ship between the floating rocks. The big Zephyrian ships had trouble following them. There, the princess pointed to a huge asteroid. That one is hollow inside. We can hide there. Jake flew into a cave in the big rock. Inside, the cave was bigger than a football field. They landed their ship and turned off the engines. Now we wait, the princess said. Outside, they could hear the sound of many ships flying around the asteroids. The aliens were looking for them. Jake watched the princess as she sat very still with her eyes closed. Her silver markings were glowing softly. What are you doing? He asked quietly. Talking to my people, she said without opening her eyes, and to the other prisoners back at the Zephyrian mining station. I told you my people can touch mines across great distances. The other prisoners? They are still alive? Yes, and they are telling other people what happened. How a human warrior saved a celestial princess. How you promised to come back for them. Jake felt good about that. He had kept thinking about the prisoners they left behind. Suddenly, Princess Lyrelei opened her eyes. The Zephyrians found our hiding place. They are coming. Through the cave opening, Jake could see green laser beams shooting at the asteroid. The whole rock shook. Our cave will not protect us much longer, Lisa said. Do not worry, the princess said. Help is coming. Just then, 10 beautiful silver ships appeared outside the cave. They moved like dancers, dodging between the asteroids. These were the ships of the Celestial Dominion. My people, the princess said. They do not like to fight, but they will protect me. The celestial ships had weapons Jake had never seen before. Beams of pure white light that could cut through Zephyrian armor like paper. But they used their weapons carefully, only to disable enemy ships, not destroy them. Why don't they just blow up the enemy ships? Ben asked. Because my people believe all life is precious, the princess said. Even the lives of their enemies. The battle outside was amazing to watch. The peaceful celestial ships danced around the angry Zephyrian ships. Every time a Zephyrian ship tried to shoot, a celestial ship would disable its weapons without hurting the crew. But then more enemy ships arrived. The robot ships of the Krillian Syndicate. These ships were black and moved in perfect formation. They had no living crew, so the Celestials could not read their minds. My people are in trouble, the princess said. The robots think differently than living beings. We cannot predict what they will do. Jake made a decision. We have to help them. How? Tony asked. We just have one small ship. Sometimes one small ship can make a big difference, Jake said. He started the engines. Jake, no, the princess said. It is too dangerous. You said I was a guardian star, Jake said. Guardians protect people. That includes your people. Jake flew their ship out of the cave. The battle was happening all around them. Zephyrian ships were shooting green lasers. Celestial ships were firing white beams. Robot ships were launching missiles. There, Jake pointed at a big robot ship. That one is commanding the others. If we can stop it, the other robot ships will be confused. The command ship has heavy armor, Lisa said. My bombs will not hurt it. They do not need to hurt it, Jake said. They just need to distract it. Princess Lyrelay put her hand on Jake's shoulder. Again, Jake felt her mind touch his. Suddenly, he could see the battle like a celestial could. He could sense where each ship would move next. Amazing, the princess said. You are learning to fight like my people do, with wisdom instead of just strength. Jake flew their ship toward the robot command ship. He dodged laser beams and missiles. The princess helped him see attacks before they happened. Now, Lisa, Jake said. Lisa fired all their remaining bombs at the robot ship. The bombs did not break through the armor, but they covered the ship's sensors with smoke and fire. The robot command ship could not see. It started flying in circles, trying to find them. The other robot ships, without orders from their commander, stopped attacking and flew in circles too. The celestial ships took advantage of the confusion. They disabled the remaining Zephyrian ships and chased away the robot ships. We did it, Ben said. We won, but Princess Lyrelay looked worried. This is just the beginning, she said. When the galaxy hears about this battle, more ships will come. Everyone will want to know how a human and a celestial fought together so well. Let them come, Jake said. We will be ready. The princess looked at him with pride. Yes, we will. Together, we can face anything. As the celestial ships formed a protective circle around Jake's ship, the princess spoke to her people through her mind. Jake could not hear the conversation, but he could feel her determination. She was not going home. She was staying with her guardian star. 3 weeks later, Jake and Princess Lyrelay were on New Colorado, a human planet near the edge of space. The planet had green fields, blue skies, and small towns. It looked peaceful, but Jake knew that peace would not last long. Human Command is angry with me, Jake told the princess as they walked through the town. They say I should have brought you to Earth, not to a frontier planet. They do not understand yet, Princess Lyrelay said. This is where we need to be. This is where the real test will come. Jake looked at her. In the 3 weeks since they escaped the asteroid field, the princess had changed. She was stronger now and she moved like a warrior, but she still had the gentle heart of her people. What test? Jake asked. The princess stopped walking. Her silver eyes looked sad. My mind can reach very far across space. I can hear the thoughts of my people and the thoughts of our enemies. The Zephyrians are very angry. They have made a deal with the Krillian robots. What kind of deal? They are going to attack this planet, the princess said. They know I am here. They think if they hurt innocent humans, I will surrender myself to save them. Jake felt his heart grow cold. How many ships? 200, the princess said quietly. Half Zephyrian, half robot. They will be here in 2 days. Jake looked around at the peaceful town. There were farmers, shopkeepers, children playing in the streets. These people had no idea what was coming. We have to evacuate everyone, Jake said. There is not enough time, the princess said. And where would they go? The enemy ships will catch any transport vessels. Jake felt angry. So we just let innocent people die? No, the princess said firmly. We fight, but not just with guns and ships. We fight with everything we have learned about working together. That night, Jake called together all the human soldiers on New Colorado. There were only 50 of them. They had 3 small patrol ships and some ground weapons. Not nearly enough to stop 200 enemy ships. This is hopeless, said Lieutenant Amy Ross, Jake's second in command. We should evacuate who we can and abandon the planet. We are not abandoning anyone, Jake said. Princess Lyrelay has a plan. The princess stood up. All the human soldiers looked at her. Some of them still did not trust aliens, even friendly ones. I know you do not know me well, she said, but I have been watching humans for weeks now. You are the most amazing fighters in the galaxy, not because you have the best weapons, but because you never give up when you are protecting others. She walked to the center of the room. My people have knowledge about our enemies. We know how they think and how they fight. If you let me share this knowledge with you, we can win. How? Asked Sergeant Pete Collins. There are too many of them. Because they do not expect us to work together, the princess said. Zephyrians think only about conquering. Robots think only about following orders. They cannot imagine what happens when a peaceful race and a warrior race combine their strengths. Jake stepped forward. I have fought beside the princess. When our minds work together, we can do things that seem impossible, but I need all of you to trust her like I do. The soldiers looked at each other. Finally, Lieutenant Ross spoke up. What do you need us to do? Princess Lorelei smiled. Form a circle around me. Take each other's hands. And open your minds. The soldiers were nervous, but they did what she asked. Jake took the princess's hand on one side and Lieutenant Ross's hand on the other. The princess closed her eyes. Jake felt her mind reach out to his like it had many times before, but this time, she reached out to all the soldiers at once. Suddenly, Jake could feel the thoughts and feelings of every person in the circle. He could sense Lieutenant Ross's worry about her younger brother who lived in the town. He could feel Sergeant Collins's determination to protect the civilians. He could sense everyone's fear and courage all mixed together, but more than that, he could feel the princess sharing her knowledge with all of them. Information about Zephyrian ship designs, data about robot attack patterns, strategies that only a peaceful race would think of. When the princess opened her eyes, every soldier in the room looked different. They stood straighter. Their eyes were brighter. They had knowledge they had never possessed before. Now we prepare, the princess said. The next 2 days were the busiest of Jake's life. Using the princess's knowledge, they set traps all around the planet. They hid weapons in places the enemy would never expect. They prepared the civilians to help in ways that would surprise the attackers. The princess also did something else. She reached out with her mind to the celestial ships that were still in the area. I am not asking my people to fight, she told Jake, but I am asking them to help in other ways. On the morning of the second day, the enemy fleet arrived. Jake stood on a hill outside the main town watching the sky. Princess Lorelei stood beside him. 200 ships came down from space like angry metal birds. Half were the green and gold ships of the Zephyrians. Half were the black ships of the robots. Attention, humans, a voice came from the sky. Give us the celestial princess and your planet will not be harmed. Jake picked up his radio. This is Captain Jake Morrison. Princess Lorelei is under the protection of humanity. If you want her, you will have to go through us, so be it, the alien voice said. The attack began. Enemy ships flew toward the town, shooting laser beams and missiles. But Jake's people were ready. Hidden weapons appeared from underground bunkers. Soldiers who seemed to be running away suddenly turned and fired from perfect hiding spots. The princess had taught them to think like her people, always 3 steps ahead of the enemy. Jake and the princess fought side by side. She used her mind powers to tell him where the next attack would come from. He used his warrior skills to lead the defense. Together they moved like dancers in a deadly dance. But there were so many enemy ships. Jake's team was fighting well, but they were getting tired. Then disaster struck. A Zephyrian ship fired a missile that Jake did not see coming. It was heading straight for him. Princess Lorelei threw herself in front of Jake. The missile hit her instead of him. She fell to the ground, badly hurt. No! Jake screamed. He caught her as she fell. The princess's blue skin was very pale. Silver blood ran from a wound in her side. Her breathing was shallow. I will not let you die, Jake said. He picked her up and carried her to safety behind a large rock. Jake, she whispered, I need to give you something. Save your strength, Jake said. No, listen, she said. My life force. I can share it with you. It will make you stronger, but it will also connect our minds forever. I don't care about that, Jake said. I just want you to live. The princess smiled weakly. And I want you to win this battle. For all the innocent people on this planet. She put her hand on Jake's chest. Jake felt a warm energy flow from her into him. It was like lightning and sunshine all at the same time. His wounds healed instantly. His mind became clearer than it had ever been, but more than that, he could now sense everything the princess could sense. He could feel the minds of every enemy soldier. He could predict their moves before they made them. Now go, the princess said. Save our people. Jake stood up. He felt stronger than he ever had before. He could see the whole battle in his mind like a map. He knew exactly what to do. Using his radio, he gave orders to all his soldiers at once. But these were not normal orders. Because of his connection to the princess, he could coordinate his people like they were all one mind. Lieutenant Ross. Enemy ship coming from the east in 30 seconds. Sergeant Collins, robot squad moving toward the school. Everyone else, follow my lead. Jake ran back into the battle. This time, he fought like no human had ever fought before. He had human courage and alien wisdom combined. He could see attacks before they happened and counter them perfectly. His soldiers, guided by his orders, fought the same way. They moved together like they shared one mind. The enemy had never seen anything like it. The Zephyrians and robots started to panic. They could not understand how 50 humans were beating 200 of their ships. The battle lasted for 6 hours. When it was over, half the enemy fleet was destroyed or disabled. The other half had run away. Jake ran back to Princess Lyrelei. She was sitting up now, healed by the life force she had shared with him. "We did it," Jake said. "We won." "Yes," she said. "But more importantly, we proved something. We proved that when different races work together with trust and love, they can accomplish miracles." Jake helped her stand up. Around them, the people of New Colorado were cheering. They had saved their planet and their people. But Jake knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy had seen what humans and Celestials could do together. Some would fear it. Others would want to learn from it. "What happens now?" Jake asked. Princess Lyrelei looked at the stars beginning to appear in the evening sky. "Now we change the galaxy," she said. 6 months had passed since the battle on New Colorado. Jake stood in his new office looking out at the busy spaceport below. Ships from many different alien races were landing and taking off. Something like this had never happened before in human space. Princess Lyrelei walked into the office carrying a stack of papers. She was wearing a mix of human military clothes and celestial royal decorations. She looked like what she had become, a bridge between two worlds. "The Council of Peaceful Races wants to meet with us next week," she said. "They have heard about our success protecting the trade routes." Jake smiled. In the past 6 months, he and the princess had done something no one thought was possible. They had made space safer for everyone. It started small. After the battle on New Colorado, other planets began asking for help. Pirates were attacking merchant ships. The Zephyrian Empire was trying to take over peaceful worlds. The robot armies were expanding their territory. Jake and Princess Lyrelei had created a new kind of force. Human soldiers who could share knowledge with celestial advisors. They called it the Guardian Corps. "How many new members do we have this week?" Jake asked. 47, the princess said. 28 humans and 19 celestials. "But that is not the interesting news." "What's the interesting news?" Princess Lyrelei sat down at her desk. Over the months, she had learned to work like humans do. She still used her mind powers, but she also used computers and radios and all the tools that human soldiers used. 3 other races want to join us," she said. "The Altarian cat people, the Vindari rock people, and the Nexus fish people. They have all seen what we can do when different races work together." Jake was amazed. When he first saved the princess from that prison, he never imagined it would lead to this. "What about the Zephyrians?" Jake asked. "Are they still causing trouble?" The princess looked sad. "Yes, but less than before. Many of their own people are starting to rebel. They have heard stories about the Guardian Corps. They want freedom instead of endless war." Jake nodded. The mind connection he shared with Princess Lyrelei had grown stronger over the months. Now he could sense things across great distances, just like she could. He could feel the hopes and fears of people on many different worlds. "And the prisoners?" Jake asked. "The ones we left behind at the mining station?" Princess Lyrelei smiled. "Rescued last month by Guardian Corps Team 7. All 138 prisoners are now free. Many of them have joined us." Jake felt good about that. He had kept his promise. A young human lieutenant named Kevin Park knocked on the door. He was Lisa's younger brother. Lisa had recommended him for the Guardian Corps after seeing how well humans and Celestials could work together. "Captain Morrison, Princess Lyrelei," Kevin said. "We have a priority message from the Outer Rim. Planet Harmony is under attack." Jake and the princess looked at each other. Planet Harmony was special. It was the first world where humans, Celestials, and 3 other races lived together in peace. If it fell, it would be a huge loss. "Who is attacking?" Jake asked. "The Krillian robot fleet," Kevin said. "But not just robots. They have allied with the Vorthan slavers and some Zephyrian rebels. Over 300 ships." Princess Lyrelei closed her eyes and reached out with her mind. Jake felt her searching across space for information. "I can sense the people on Planet Harmony," she said. "They are scared, but they are not giving up. They are fighting together, just like we taught them." "How long before the Guardian Corps can get there?" Jake asked Kevin. "Our fastest ships can reach Planet Harmony in 18 hours, Kevin said. "That might be too late," Jake said. Princess Lyrelei stood up. Not if we go ourselves. My personal ship is faster than anything else we have. That's too dangerous, Jake said. 300 enemy ships against one ship? The princess smiled. Jake, have you forgotten what we learned? We are not just one ship. We are connected to everyone in the Guardian Corps, and they are connected to all the people we have helped. Jake understood. The mind connection that started between him and the princess had spread. Not completely, but enough. Every member of the Guardian Corps could share thoughts and knowledge with their partners. It made them all stronger. You're right, Jake said. Let's go save our friends. They took Princess Lyrelei's silver ship. It was beautiful and fast, built by celestial technology but equipped with human weapons. As they flew through space, Jake could feel the minds of Guardian Corps members on dozens of worlds. All of them were sending support and knowledge. I can see the battle, the princess said as they approached Planet Harmony. The enemy has surrounded the planet, but the people on the surface are holding strong. Through the ship's windows, Jake could see the fight. Hundreds of black robot ships were shooting at the planet's shields. Green Zephyrian ships were trying to land troops, and the ugly brown ships of the Vorthon slavers were waiting to capture prisoners. There, Jake pointed at a large robot command ship. If we can disable their leader, the other robot ships will be confused. I see it, the princess said. But there are 50 ships protecting it. Then we'll have to go through 50 ships, Jake said. They flew their ship into the battle. Jake piloted while Princess Lyrelei used her mind powers to coordinate with the people fighting on the planet below. Together they were like a sword and shield working as one. Their ship was small and fast. Jake flew it between the big enemy ships, shooting at their weak points. The princess guided him to avoid the worst of the enemy fire, but there were so many enemy ships. Their ship took damage. Alarms started ringing. We're not going to make it, Jake said. Yes, we are, the princess said. Look, Jake looked out the window and saw something wonderful. Guardian Corps ships were arriving from all directions. Not just human and celestial ships, but also ships from the cat people, the rock people, and the fish people. All the races that had joined them were coming to help. How did they get here so fast? Jake asked. They started coming as soon as they felt through our connection that Planet Harmony was in danger, the princess said. That is what real allies do. They help without being asked. The battle turned quickly. The Guardian Corps ships fought with perfect coordination. Every pilot knew what every other pilot was thinking. Every gunner could predict where the enemy would move next. Jake and Princess Lyrelei led the charge toward the robot command ship. Working together, they disabled its weapons and engines. Without orders from their commander, the other robot ships stopped fighting and fled. The Zephyrian rebels, seeing that they were outnumbered, also ran away. Only the Vorthon slavers kept fighting, but they were no match for the combined Guardian Corps fleet. After the battle, Jake and Princess Lyrelei landed on Planet Harmony. The people there were celebrating in the streets. Humans were hugging celestials. Cat people were dancing with rock people. Fish people were singing songs of victory. This is what the galaxy could be like, the princess said as they watched the celebration, all races working together, protecting each other. Jake nodded. 6 months ago, I was just a soldier following orders. Now look at us. You were never just a soldier, the princess said. You were always a guardian star. You just needed to find your purpose. An old celestial woman approached them. She was one of the wise leaders of the princess's people. Princess Lyrelei, the old woman said, your people on the home world are very proud of you. You have done something we thought was impossible. You have brought war and peace together to create something new. Thank you, Elder Sophia, the princess said, but I could not have done it alone. The old woman looked at Jake. Captain Morrison, you have changed the galaxy. Other warrior races are starting to follow your example. The Draxian lizard warriors and the Corvan beast riders are learning to protect instead of conquer. Jake felt proud, but also humble. We all did this together. Elder Sophia smiled. Yes, and that is why the galaxy is changing. The time of conquest and slavery is ending. The time of cooperation and protection is beginning. As they walked through the celebrating crowd, Jake felt the princess's hand slip into his. Their minds touched as they had so many times before. But now the connection reached out to touch the minds of thousands of Guardian Corps members across the galaxy. They could feel the gratitude of freed slaves. The relief of protected planets, the hope of races that had never known peace before. What's next? Jake asked. Princess Lyrelei looked up at the stars. We keep growing. We keep protecting. We keep proving that different kinds of people can work together. And the old enemies? Some will change like many of the Zephyrians have. Others will fight us until the end. But they cannot win against unity. Jake squeezed her hand. Together we can face anything. Yes, the princess said. Together we can save the galaxy. Above them, the Guardian Corps ships formed a protective circle around Planet Harmony. Ships from 6 different races, all working as one. It was a sight that would have been impossible to imagine when Jake first broke Princess Lyrale's chains. But now it was real. The galaxy had its guardian stars, and they would never stop protecting those who needed help. As they stood together under the stars, Jake and Princess Lyrale knew their story was just beginning. There were still many worlds to save, many people to protect, and many enemies to face, but they would face them all together. Human warrior and alien princess showing.